Smoke circles climb the ceiling from a fire gone to grey. Suitcase latches click like hammers in the heat of May. Dusty sunlight hits the floorboards where your shadow used to sleep, carving out a canyon that is far too wide to leap. Midnight arrived in silence with a suitcase by the door, leaving ink-stained footprints on the white and wooden floor. Bridges fell in whispers while I waited for the roar, washing up like driftwood on a dark and nameless shore. I am reading empty pages in a book with missing parts, feeling now the winter frost is biting at our hearts. The lightning struck the orchard, but the thunder never came. You left me in the burning woods and didn't name the flame. Coffee turned to vinegar inside a porcelain shell. Clocks are beating rhythm like a slow and heavy bell. Yesterday you promised we were carved in granite stone. Now I'm mining diamonds from a cavern all alone. Road maps lay in tatters where you tore the world in two, bleeding out the colors that I painted just for you. Questions turn to iron bars inside a quiet cage. Fingers shake while trying to rewrite a final page. 1 minute you were anchored, then the rope began to fray, and you became a ghost before the sun could find the day. Bridges fell in whispers while I waited for the roar, washing up like driftwood on a dark and nameless shore. I am reading empty pages in a book with missing parts, feeling now the winter frost is biting at our hearts. The lightning struck the orchard, but the thunder never came. You left me in the burning woods and didn't name the flame. Static fills the spaces where your voice was meant to be. Tides are pulling wreckage back into a hungry sea. Stars are burning hollow in a black and velvet sky. I'm still searching for the period in your long and cold goodbye you didn't explain. You just became the rain. Mirror glass reflects a stranger with a hollow silver stare, searching for the person who used to inhabit the air. Dusty journals sit on shelves with pages mostly blank, like a heavy merchant ship that slowly, quietly sank. I traded every hobby for the rhythm of your day, watching all my colors bleed into a uniform of gray. Fingerprints of who I was have faded from my skin, leaving only empty rooms where your shadow settled in. Fragments of a broken map are scattered on the floor, leading to a version of a girl who doesn't live here anymore. I became a moon that only lived to reflect your golden light, wandering in circles through a long and permanent night. Gasping for a spark as I dissolve like sugar in a coffee cup so dark. Pieces of my spirit went to mend your every shoe, until I woke up realizing I lost myself anew. Morning finds me reaching for I chiseled down my edges just to fit into your palm, trading every lightning bolt for a suffocating calm. My name feels like a foreign word I've forgotten how to spell, echoing like water at the bottom of a well. You grew tall and vibrant while I withered in the shade, paying for your happiness with the progress that I made. Compromise turned into a slowly theft until there wasn't a single drop of my own nectar left. I was just a canvas for the eye you wanted to see, a sacrificial lamb for the person you needed to be. Fragments of a broken map are scattered on the floor, leading to a version of a girl who doesn't live here anymore. I became a moon that only lived to reflect your golden light, wandering in circles through a long and permanent night. Giving you my oxygen left me gasping for a spark, as I dissolve like sugar in a coffee cup so dark. Pieces of my spirit went to mend your every shoe, until I woke up realizing I lost myself loving you. Footprints in the hallway don't belong to me at all, tracing out a pattern of a longing quiet fall. Now I'm standing in the ruins, trying to find a clue of who I was before I lost myself loving you. Silver keys jingle in a palm that isn't mine today, opening the heavy doors I helped to build along the way. Her laughter fills the kitchen like a thick and cloying smoke, while I am just the punchline of a cruel and sudden joke. Sunlight is the velvet of the chair where I once sat, finding her curled up inside a life as easy as a cat. She wears your linen shirt like a stolen silken flag, while my heart is just a spirit in a heavy burlap bag. She walked into the harvest of a field I had to plow, taking every ripened fruit that's hanging on the bough. I am just the architect of a temple I can't enter, watching her stand glowing at the very quiet center. Burglary felt silent like a shadow in the hall, stripping every memory from the paper on the wall. My future is a phantom that she's teaching how to dance, since she stole what I desired with a single sideways glance. Saturday finds her driving in the car we used to wash, turning all my history into a gray and bitter squash. She breathes the mountain air that I was promised we would share, running greedy fingers through your thick and uncombed hair. Time became a pickpocket in a crowded, noisy street, taste the salt inside the bread she gotta bake. I am just a scaffold for a tower reaching high, watching her touch heaven while I'm left here to die. She walked into the harvest of a field I had to plow, taking every ripened fruit that's hanging on the bough. I am just the architect of a temple I can't enter, watching her stand glowing at the very quiet center. Burglary felt silent like a shadow in the hall, stripping every memory from the paper on the wall. My future is a phantom, and she's teaching how to dance. Since she stole what I desire with a single sideways glance. Nightfall brings a coldness to the space I used to fill, watching from the darkness as she summits every hill. She has the rain, she has the bed, she has the fire, everything I live for, everything she stole. Dust gathers on the leather scuff from chasing summer rain. Hollow hills hold echoes of a ghost I can't explain. Leather straps lie tangled like the words we never said, staring back in silence from the floor beside the bed. Daylight hits the laces in a tangled frayed design, tracing out the borders where your life stopped touching mine. Scars are shaped like footprints leading nowhere in the hall, writing jagged symphonies against the kitchen wall. I am drowning in a shallow sea of velvet and of lace, trying to find a heartbeat in an empty leather space. Every morning brings a winter that I'm forced to wander through, tripping over memories that still belong to you. Polished silver buckles catch the dying porch light glow, ticking clocks are counting down the years since you let go. Muddy souls keep records of the places that we found, planting seeds of sorrow in this consecrated ground. Shadows stretch to kiss them when the sun begins to set, weaving heavy tapestries of longing and regret. One is leaning lonely, tipped against the wooden frame, whispering a melody that sounds just like your name. I haven't found the strength to move the weight of what is gone, so I keep building altars while the world keeps moving on. Scars are shaped like footprints leading nowhere in the hall, writing jagged symphonies against the kitchen wall. I am drowning in a shallow sea of Steam rises from a kettle, crying out to empty walls. Heavy shadows pace like sentries through the quiet halls. Wood grain ripples under light that's turned to sickly gold, clinging to a narrative that's growing thin and old. Winter wind is knocking, asking why the house is cold, watching as the tapestry of us begins to unspool and fold. Hollow spaces sit between the salt and rusted chrome, building jagged monuments inside a fractured home. One seed holds a ghost who wears a crown of velvet dust, swallowing the iron tang of long forgotten trust. I am serving dinner to a silence I can't break, drowning in the ripples of a deep and glass still lake. Silver forks lay paralyzed beside a porcelain grave. Midnight stole the oxygen that love was meant to save. Ticking gears are grinding down the minutes left to spend, staring at the vacancy where rhythms used to end. Candle wax is weeping, forming rivers on the cloth, drawn into a dying flame like a blind and frantic moth. Years are stacking heavy on the legs of oak and pine. I keep pouring vintage grief and calling it a wine, setting down a plate for someone drifting out at sea, knowing that the vacancy is looking back at me. Hollow spaces sit between the salt and rusted chrome, building jagged monuments inside a fractured home. One seed holds a ghost who wears a crown of velvet dust, swallowing the iron tang of a long forgotten trust. I am serving dinner to a silence I can't break, drowning in the ripples of a deep and glass still lake. Who have lost their only song. Morning light is proving that I've stayed it far too long. That empty chair is breathing in the scent of cedar wood. I'd burn the whole house down to find you stand where you stood. Just a ghost at dinner, just a place for what is gone. Dust settles on the Polaroids we took in June. Tidal waves of silence fill this empty room. Shadows stretch across the floor where you once stood, carving out the hollow space where I gave all I could. Matches flicker in the draft of an open door, chasing ghosts of promises that don't live here anymore. I was just a bandage on a wound that wouldn't close. The paper heart you folded while you waited for the rose. I tried to be the anchor, but you needed wings to fly. Pain and gold on every storm that gathered catches the gold band circling her slender hand, marking out a territory where I no longer stand. Keys jingle in the lock of a house I helped you choose, leaving me with nothing but these worn out walking shoes. Laughter spills from windows like a wine I'll never taste, watching all my years of planning go to sudden bitter waste. She wears your favorite sweater with an easy borrowed grace, occupying every inch of my abandoned hollow space. She held the trophy while I carried all the heavy stone, building up a kingdom on my tight aching bones. I was the winter soil where you learn how to survive, but she's the summer garden where you finally feel alive. Fate is a crooked dealer with a deck of marked up cards, leaving me to gather all the jagged broken shards. My ghost is still wandering through a life she gotta keep, while she holds the promise that I wasn't allowed to reap. Tuesday finds I'm walking through the park we used to know, moving with a rhythm that I had to let go. Her fingers find the anchor in the pocket of your coat, while I am just a sinking wreck, a long forgotten boat. New memories are stacking like cordwood for the cold, turning all the silver stories into someone else's gold. She gets the quiet mornings and the peace I tried to build, and here right in the vacancy that I so briefly filled. Does she know the blueprints were written in my breath? Does she feel the phantom of a slow and quiet death? I am just the architect of a home I'll never see, watching her enjoy the shade of my fallen willow tree. She held the trophy while I carried all the heavy stones, building up a kingdom on my tight aching bones. I was the winter soil where you learn how to survive, but she's the summer garden where you finally feel alive. Fate is a crooked dealer with a deck of marked up cards, leaving me to gather all the jagged broken shards. My ghost is still wandering through a life she gotta keep, while she holds the promise that I wasn't allowed to reap. Frost settles on the porch swing where I'm not allowed to sit, staring at a candle that I am no longer allowed to light. She has the key, she has the heart, she has the light. She held what I wanted and vanished into the night. Steam curls from a kettle whistling to an empty hall. Static hums behind the portraits hanging on the wall. Winter breath is fogging up the glass inside the frame, blurring out the features of a face without a name. Midnight shadows lengthen while I watch the embers die, trading everywhere and when for one forgotten why. Silence is a heavy coat I wear to keep me warm. let the answers slip like water from my hand. Matches striking darkness just to see how far it goes. Thorns are growing thicker on the stems of every rose. Rusty hinges groan under the weight of what we hide, locking up the wreckage of a long exhausted tide. Morning light is peeling back the layers of the grave, sweeping all the broken bits of honesty away. Truth turned into a jagged cliff I didn't wanna climb, drowning in the steady drip of unrecorded time. Now I keep my secrets like a bird inside a cage, turning over empty leaves and calling it a page. Silence is a heavy coat I wear to keep me warm, sheltering a brittle heart against a brewing storm. I am walking softly through a field of buried glass, waiting for the ghosts of us to shiver and to pass. Curiosity became a soul trap in the sand, so I let the answers slip like water from my hand. Dust settles on the questions that I never got to speak. Rivers find a different path when mountains grow too weak. Close the door and turn the light. The fever finally passed. I survived by realizing some things shouldn't last. I learned not to ask. I finally learned to breathe. Rainwater streaks the glass where you leaned your heavy head. White linen holds the shape of words we left unsaid. Old sweaters slumped in corners keep the warmth of yesterday. Watching as the golden light begins to rot away. Morning found you sleeping in a nest of borrowed down, while I was slowly drowning in the center of the town. Safety was a hollow tree where you could hide from storms, trading in my heartbeat just to keep your edges warm. I became the floorboards I would never dare to creep, building up a mountain while your spirit grew too weak. It breaks the air to realize now the summer's gone. You look so comfortable while I was spread so thin and drawn. Coffee rings mark circles on a table made of pine. Tangled sheets are tracing out a long and crooked line. Midnight saw you dreaming while I paced the kitchen floor, counting all the splinters in the casing of the door. Softness was a weapon that you used to stay asleep, diving in the shallows while I fought the jagged deep. Flowers in the window started choking on the dust. Iron in my spirit started turning into rust. You were sinking into cushions, finding places to belong, never hearing discords in the middle of our song. used to share empty spaces, vibrate in the cold and stagnant air. Sleep well in the silence of the house you left behind. Peace is just a phantom that I'll never truly find. You look comfortable. I was just a bit. Blue light flickers on the ceiling in the dead of night. Jagged pixels burn a hole through every wrong and right. Glass screens hold a digital ghost behind a thumbprint seal, spinning silk from memories that I'm not supposed to feel. Morning finds me tracing letters etched in neon ink, watching all my confidence begin to warp and sink. A cemetery lives inside the pocket of your jeans, feeding on the oxygen of quiet glowing scenes. You kept a secret garden where the bitter hemlock grows, watering a phantom while I try to be your rose. Lightning strikes my ribcage every time that contact clears, seeing how you've anchored us to all those wasted years. Dusty echoes vibrate when a notification flies. Static builds a fortress right before my tired eyes. Let us spell a map to places where I cannot go, buried under layers of a cold and artificial snow. Time has turned to vinegar inside a crystal jar, measuring the distance to a dead and distant star. One touch could delete the weight of everything you are. You choose to keep the wreckage floating on the tide. I am building sandcastles against a digital wave, standing at the edge of every promise that you gave. A cemetery lives inside the pocket of your jeans, feeding on the oxygen of quiet glowing Heavy silences are blooming in the dying of the day. Fingers brush the table where the wood is worn and thin, tracing out the fractures where the winter trickled in. Static fills the hallways where your laughter used to climb, drowning in the rising tide of unrecorded time. Bridges burn and whispers while the world is fast asleep, sinking like a merchant ship into the velvet deep. Yesterday is bleeding through the stitches of my chest, searching for a pulse inside a bird's deserted nest. No one rang a warning bell or cried out in the dark, just a slow and steady drowning of a dying, desperate spark. Coffee cools to bitter ink inside a ceramic sky. Dusty mirrors reflect a ghost who's forgotten how to cry. Clocks are counting heartbeats that have lost their rhythmic grace, stumbling through the wreckage of a familiar hollow face. Midnight comes to harvest every seed of doubt we sowed, walking down the center of a long and lonely road. Paper thin defenses crumble down without a sound. Now I'm mining diamonds from this frozen barren ground. We didn't end in thunder or a crash of jagged glass, just the sound of autumn wind through tall and withered grass. Bridges burning whispers while the world is fast asleep, sinking like a merchant ship into the velvet deep. Yesterday is bleeding through the stitches of my chest, searching for a pulse inside a bird's deserted nest. No one rang a warning bell or cried out in the dark, just a slow and steady drowning of a dying, desperate spark. Frost is etching patterns on a cold and clouded pane. Hungry roots are drinking up the last remains of rain. Voices lose their color till they're washed in shades of gray. Everything we used to be just softly slipped away, softly slipped away. The air is finally still. Dry leaves skitter down the driveway in a frantic brittle rain. Winter air is tightening its grip around this place. Ink stains bleed across the letters that I finally dared to read. Planting rows of harvest where I only saw a weed. Midnight clocks are striking like a gavel in the dark, swallowing the glow of every dying ember spark. Bridges turned to skeletons before I saw the flame, writing out a story that no longer bears my name. I am chasing after echoes of a door that already slammed, trying to fix a river that the ice already dammed. Sunlight hits the wreckage while I'm standing at the gate, realizing every warning sign arrived a day too late. Porch swings creak a melody of rust and splintered pine. Shadows pull the fabric from a life I thought was mine. Storm clouds gather slowly while I praise the summer heat, building up a fortress on a foundation of deceit. Yesterday is a mountain that I'll never learn to climb, drowning in the steady, heavy sediment of time. Keys turning a lock that someone changed a year ago. Seeds of quiet resentment took a decade just to grow. I was reading poetry while you were writing out a will, standing on a moving train and thinking it was still oh, bridges turned to skeletons before I saw the flame, writing out a story that no longer bears my name. I am chasing after echoes of a door that already slammed, trying to fix a river that the eyes already dammed. Sunlight hits the wreckage while I'm standing at the gate, realizing every warning sign arrived a day too late. Frost is etching maps onto a cold and clouded pane. Empty hands are reaching for the ghost of fallen rain. Nothing feels as heavy as the truth you finally own. I am sitting in the garden that I let get overgrown. Understood too late. Now I'm standing in the snow. Smoke circles climb the ceiling from a fire gone a gray. Suitcase latches click like hammers in the heat of May. Dusty sunlight hits the floorboards where your shadow used to sleep, carving out a canyon that is far too wide to leave. Midnight arrived in silence with a suitcase by the door, leaving ink-stained footprints on the white and wooden floor. Bridges fell in whispers while I waited for the roar, washing up like driftwood on a dark and nameless shore. I am reading empty pages in a book of missing parts, feeling how the winter frost biting at our hearts. Lightning struck the ocean, but the thunder never came. reflects a stranger with a hollow silver stare, searching for the person who used to inhabit the air. Dusty journals sit on shelves with pages mostly blank, like a heavy merchant ship that slowly, quietly sank. I traded every hobby for the rhythm of your day, watching all my colors bleed into a uniform of gray. Fingerprints of who I was are faded from my skin, leaving only empty rooms where your shadow settled in. Fragments of a broken map are scattered on the floor, leading to a version of a girl who doesn't live here anymore. I became a moon that only lived to reflect your golden light, wandering in circles through a long and permanent night. Giving you my oxygen left me gasping for a spark, as I dissolved like sugar in a coffee cup so dark. Pieces of my spirit went to mend your every shoe, until I woke up realizing I lost myself loving you. Morning finds me reaching for a ghost I used to be, sifting through the wreckage of a salt encrusted sea. I chiseled down my edges just to fit into your palm, trading every lightning bolt for a suffocating calm. My name feels like a foreign word I've forgotten how to spell, echoing like water at the bottom of a well. You grew tall and vibrant while I withered in the shade, paying for your happiness with the progress that I made. Compromise turned into a slow and steady theft, until there wasn't a single drop of my own nectar left. I was just a canvas for the art you wanted to see, a sacrificial lamb for the person you needed to be. Fragments of a broken map are scattered on the floor, leading to a version of a girl who doesn't live here anymore. I became a moon that only lived to reflect your golden light, wandering in circles through a long and permanent night. Giving you my oxygen left me gasping for a spark, as I dissolved like sugar in a coffee cup so dark. Pieces of my spirit went to mend your every shoe, until I woke up realizing I lost myself loving you. Footprints in the hallway don't belong to me at all, tracing out a pattern of a long and quiet fall. Now I'm standing in the ruins, trying to find a clue of who I was before I lost myself loving you. Silver keys jingle in a palm that isn't mine today, opening the heavy doors I helped to build along the way. Her laughter fills the kitchen like a thick and cloying smoke, while I am just the punchline of a cruel and sudden joke. Sunlight hits the velvet of the chair where I once sat, finding her curled up inside a life as easy as a cat. She wears your linen shirt like a stolen silken flag, while my heart is just a spew for a tower reaching high, watching her touch heaven while I'm left here to die. She walked into the harvest of a field I had to plow, taking every ripened fruit that's hanging on the bough. I am just the architect of a temple I can't enter, watching her stand glowing at the very quiet center. Burglary fell silent like a shadow in the hall, stripping every memory from the paper on the wall. My future is a phantom that she's teaching how to dance, and she stole what I desired with a single sideways glance. Nightfall brings a coldness to the space I used to fill, watching from the darkness as she summits every hill. She has the ring, she has the bed, she has the fire, everything I live for, everything she stole. Dust gathers on the leather scuff from chasing summer rain. Hollow heels hold echoes of a ghost I can't explain. Leather straps lie tangled like the words we never said, staring back in silence from the floor beside the bed. Daylight hits the laces in a tangled freight design, tracing out the borders where your life stopped touching mine. Scars are shaped like footprints leading nowhere in the hall, writing jagged symphonies against the kitchen wall. I am drowning in a shallow sea of velvet and ablaze, trying to find a heartbeat in an empty leather space. Every morning brings a winter that I'm forced to wander through, tripping over memories that still belong to you. Polished silver buckles catch the dying porchlight glow, ticking clocks are counting down the years since you let go. Muddy souls keep records of the places that we found, planting seeds of sorrow in this consecrated ground. Shadows stretch to kiss them when the sun begins to set, weaving heavy tapestries of longing and regret. One is leaning lonely, tipped against the wooden frame, whispering a melody that sounds just like your name. I haven't found the strength to move the weight of what is gone, so I keep building altars while the world keeps moving on. Scars are shaped like footprints leading nowhere in the hall, writing jagged symphonies against the kitchen wall. I am drowning in a shallow sea of velvet and lace, trying to find a heartbeat in an empty leather space. Every morning brings a winter that I'm forced to wander through, houses in between. Still they wait for ankles that will never come to call. Just two hollow monuments left leaning by the wall. Left leaning by the wall. Small ruins of steam rises from a kettle crying out to empty walls. Heavy shadows pace like sentries through the quiet halls. Wood grain ripples under light that's turned to sickly gold, clinging to a narrative that's growing thin and old. Winter wind is knocking, asking why the house is cold. Watching as the tapestry of us begins to unspool and fold. Hollow spaces sit between the salt and rusted chrome, building jagged monuments inside a fractured home. One seat holds a ghost who wears a crown of velvet dust, swallowing the iron tang of long forgotten trust. I am serving dinner to a silence I can't break, drowning in the ripples of a deep and glass still lake. Silver forks lay paralyzed beside a porcelain grave. Midnight stole the oxygen that love was meant to save. Ticking gears are grinding down the minutes left to spend, staring at the vacancy where rhythms used to end. Candle waxes weeping, forming rivers on the cloth, drawn into a dying flame like a blind and frantic moth. Years are stacking heavy on the legs of oak and pine. I keep pouring vintage grief and calling it a wine, setting down a plate for someone drifting out at sea, knowing that the vacancy is looking back at me. Hollow spaces sit between the salt and rusted chrome, building jagged monuments inside a fractured home. One seat holds a ghost who wears a crown of velvet dust, swallowing the iron tang of long forgotten trust. I'm serving dinner to a silence I can't break, drowning in the ripples of a deep and glass still lake. Curtains sway like dancers who have lost their only song. Morning light is proving that I've stayed here far too long. That empty chair is breathing in the scent of cedar wood. I'd burn the whole house down to find you standing where you stood. Just a ghost at dinner, just a a place for what is gone. Dust settles on the Polaroids we took in June. Tidal waves of silence fill this empty room. Shadows stretch across the floor where you once stood, carving out the hollow space where I gave all I could. Matches flicker in a draft of an open door, chasing ghosts of promises that don't live here anymore. I was just a bandage on a wound that wouldn't close. The paper heart you folded while you waited for the rose. I tried to be the anchor, but you needed wings to fly. I painted gold on every storm that gathered in your eye. It kills me now to realize as I'm fading from your view, I was just a temporary shelter. I wasn't the one you needed. Leonard climbed into our bed and turned the sheets to ice. Gambling on a miracle, I paid the highest price. Your laughter sounds like shattered glass echoing down the hall. A fragile map of almost plastered on the wall. Midnight clock hands heavy, dragging through the gray, watching all my colors bleeding slowly wash away. You were searching for a horizon I could never reach, a different kind of language that my heart could never teach. I built a cathedral out of every word you said, only to find I was worshiping a memory instead. I was just a bandage on a wound that wouldn't close. The paper heart you folded while you waited for the rose. I tried to be the anchor, but you needed wings to fly. Painted gold every storm that gathered in your eye. It kills me now to realize as I'm fading from your view, I was just a temporary shelter. I wasn't the one you needed. Rain taps and rinse me clear from on the window pane. Nothing grows in soil drenched with so much hidden pain. Sleep now, my darling, in the arms of someone new. I finally understand I wasn't the one you needed, never the one. Just a bridge you cross to get to him. Sunlight catches the gold band circling her slender hand, marking out a territory where I no longer stand. Keys jingle in the lock of a house I helped you choose, leaving me with nothing but these worn out walking shoes. Laughter spills from windows like a wine I never taste, watching all my years of planning go to sudden bitter waste. She wears your favorite sweater with an easy borrowed grace, occupying every inch of my abandoned hollow space. She held the trophy while I carried all the heavy stones, building up a kingdom on my tired, aching bones. I was the winter soil where you learn how to survive, but she's a summer garden where you finally feel alive. Fate is a crooked dealer with a deck of marked up cards, leaving me to gather all the jagged broken shards. My ghost is still wandering through a life she gotta keep, while she holds a promise that I wasn't allowed to read. Tuesday finds them walking through the park we used to know, moving with a rhythm that I had to let go. Her fingers find the anchor in the pocket of your coat, while I am just a sinking wreck, a long forgotten boat. New memories are stacking like cold for the cold, turning all our silver stories into someone else's gold. She gets the quiet mornings and the peace I tried to build, inheriting the vacancy that I so briefly filled. Does she know the blueprints were written in my breath? Does she feel the phantom of a slow and quiet death? I am just the architect of a home I'll never see, watching her enjoy the shade of my fallen willow tree. She held the trophy while I carried all the heavy stones, building up a kingdom on my tired, aching bones. I was the winter soil where you learn how to survive, but she's a summer garden where you finally feel alive. Fate is a crooked dealer with a deck of marked up cards, leaving me to gather all the jagged broken shards. My ghost is still wandering through a life she gotta keep, while she holds a promise that I wasn't allowed to read. Frost settles on the porch swing where I'm not allowed to sit, staring at a candle that I am no longer allowed to light. She has the key, she has the heart, she has the light. She held what I wanted and vanished into the night. Steam curls from a kettle whistling to an empty hall. Static hums behind the portraits hanging on the wall. Winter breath is fogging up the glass inside the frame, blurring out the features of a face without a name. Midnight shadows lengthen while I watch the embers die, trading everywhere and when for one forgotten why. Silence is a heavy coat I wear to keep me warm, sheltering a brittle heart against a brewing storm. I am walking softly through a field of buried glass, waiting for the ghosts of us to shiver and to pass. Curiosity became a salt trap in the sand, so I let the answers slip like water from my hand. Matches strike in darkness just to see how far it goes. Thorns are growing thicker on the stems of keep my secrets like a bird inside a cage, turning over empty leaves and calling it a page. Silence is a heavy coat I wear to keep me warm, sheltering a brittle heart against a brewing storm. I'm walking softly through a field of buried glass, waiting for the ghost of us to shiver and to pass. Curiosity became a salt trap in the sand, so I let the answers slip like water from my hand. Dust settles on the questions that I never got to speak. Rivers find a different path when mountains grow too weak. Close the door and turn the light, the fever finally passed. I survived by realizing some things shouldn't last. I learned not to ask. I finally learned to breathe. Rainwater streaks the glass where you lean your heavy head. White linen holds the shape of words we left unsaid. Old sweaters slumped in corners keep the warmth of yesterday. Watching as the golden light begins to rot away. Morning found you sleeping in a nest of borrowed down, while I was slowly drowning in the center of the town. Safety was a hollow tree where you could hide from storms, trading in my heartbeat just to keep your edges warm. I became the floorboards that would never dare to creep, building up a mountain while your spirit grew too weak. It breaks the air to realize now the summer's gone. You look so comfortable while I was spread so thin and drawn. Coffee rings mark circles on a table made of pine. Tangled sheets are tracing out along and crooked. Midnight saw you dreaming while I paced the kitchen floor, counting all the splinters in the casing of the door. Softness was a weapon that you used to stay asleep, diving into shallows while I fought the jagged deep. Flowers in the window started choking on the dust. Iron in my spirit started turning into rust. You were sinking into cushions, finding places to belong, never hearing discords in the middle of our song. Safety was a hollow tree where you could hide from storms, trading in my heartbeat just to keep your edges warm. I became the floorboards that would never Blue light flickers on the ceiling in the dead of night. Jagged pixels burn a hole through every wrong and right. Glass screens hold a digital ghost behind a thumbprint seal, spinning silk from memories that I'm not supposed to feel. Morning finds me tracing letters etched in neon ink, watching all my confidence begin to warp and sink. A cemetery leaves inside the pocket of your jeans, feeding on the oxygen of quiet glowing scenes. You kept a secret garden where the bitter hemlock grows, watering a phantom while I try to be a rose. Lightning strikes my ribcage every time the contact clears, seeing how you've anchored us to all those wasted years. Dusty echoes vibrate when a notification flies. Static builds a fortress right before my tired eyes. Letters spell maps to places where I cannot go, buried under layers of a cold and artificial snow. Time has turned to vinegar inside a crystal jar, measuring the distance to a dead and distant star. One touch could delete the weight of everything you hide, but you choose to keep the wreckage floating on the tide. I am building sandcastles against a digital wave, standing at the edge of every promise that you gave. The cemetery lies inside the pocket of your jeans, feeding on the oxygen of quiet glowing scenes. You kept a secret garden where the bitter hemlock grows, watering a phantom while I try to be a rose. Lightning strikes my ribcage every time the contact clears, seeing how you've anchored us to all those wasted years. Battery bars are dying like a fire in the rain. Silence leaves a copper taste of salt and hidden stain. Keep your hollow trophy in its cage of glass and chrome. I am leaving ghosts behind to find a different home. You saved her name, you lost the world. Smoke drifts from a candle we forgot to blow away. Heavy silences are blooming in the dying of the day. Fingers brush the table where the wood is worn and thin, tracing out the fractures where the winter trickled in. Static fills the hallways where your laughter used to climb, drowning in the rising tide of unrecorded time. Bridges burning whispers while the world is fast asleep, sinking like a merchant ship into the velvet deep. Yesterday is bleeding through the stitches of my chest, searching for a pulse inside a bird's deserted nest. No one rang a warning bell or cried out in the dark, just a slow and steady drowning of a dying shade glass. Just the sound of autumn wind through tall and withered grass. Bridges burning whispers while the world is fast asleep. Sinking like a merchant ship into the velvet deep. Yesterday is bleeding through the stitches of my chest. Searching for a pulse inside a bird's deserted nest. No one rang a warning bell or cried out in the dark. Just a slow and steady drowning of a dying desperate spark. Frost is etching patterns on a cold and clouded pane. Hunger roots are drinking up the last remains of rain. Voices lose their color till they're washed in shades of gray. Everything we used to be just softly slipped away. Softly slipped away. The air is finally still. Dry leaves skittered down the driveway in a frantic brittle race. Winter air is tightening its grip around this place. Ink stains bleed across the letters that I finally dare to read. Planting rows of harvest where I only saw a weed. Midnight clocks are striking like gavel in the dark, swallowing the glow of every dying ember spark. Bridges turn to skeletons before I saw the flame. Writing out a story that no longer bears my name. I am chasing after echoes of a door that already slammed. Trying to fix a river that the ice has already dammed. Sunlight hits the wreckage while I'm standing at the gate, realizing every warning sign arrived a day too late. Arrived a day too late. Porch swings creak a melody of rust and splintered pine. Shadows pull the fabric from a life I thought was mine. Storm clouds gather slowly while I praise the summer heat. Building up a fortress on a foundation of deceit. Yesterday is a mountain that I'll never learn to climb. Drowning in the steady, heavy sediment of time. Keys turning a lock that someone changed a year ago. Seeds of quiet resentment took a decade just to grow. I was reading poetry while you were writing out a will. for the ghost of fire.